All right, some outlets you should start getting in your house. You're gonna find a whole bunches of kinds of these. So let's go with this. This one is you got USB. You get a normal. It's going to be 2.4 amp, 10.4 amp, and you got USB C up to 3 amp. The max these outlets are going to do are 4.2 amp. You see that max. So if you're researching these and you don't like this one I'm showing, you need to look at what the max amperage is, because you best not pick one that says 3, lower than 4 amps. What that is, that's the total here. That's your total amperage. So if you're doing USB-C, this one's only going to have 1.2 amp free for the other two, or the other one. So you got to be mindful about that. And also you got to, like you would be, so you get in one little screw. Here's your outlet. These come with a cover. Keep that in mind too. This set comes with a cover. This set comes with USB-A, USB-A, and USB-C. And if you're sitting there saying, I don't need no USB-C. Well, hey, dummy. The fact that you're updating to this right now means that the outlets you have in your house are way outdated. And to upgrade to this is outdated, because USB-C replaced this a long time ago. It's just that if you're just using an iPhone, you don't realize that yet. If you're using Apple products, although the newer Apple devices, I think, come with USB-C cable to your what the hell is the, oh god, no, I forgot what it's called. Anyway, to the lightning. They go USB-C to lightning. So because this carries more current, USB-C. All your laptops are going to be USB-C, although this only does 3 amps, so it's not going to power a laptop, so don't try that. All right, so these outlets. Oh shoot, I do have it. I do notice in some of these, it's a real pain. These things are initially very tight, so you have to go in with the proper size, because they're extremely tight. They like back them out too strong. So you got to go in and break it loose. There you go. Now it's broken loose. You got to do that on both sides. Break it loose. Okay. And you will see down in there, down the hole, you want to make sure when you go to put your wire in. We're all the way out. Yeah. You want to make sure when you put your wire in that it's not, that the screw isn't down like that. See how the hole is closed? You want to make sure it's like that, because the wire is supposed to go in there, and then when you screw it, that will come in. It's a little annoying with these, I noticed. So anyway, let's see how these work. So let's give these some powers. And these are saying hot side there, and white here. Now, you can try to abide by that, but it's kind of hard with house wiring, because you don't know if the person that wired your house wired it right, you know? You never know. Some of these wires are on. I'm going to connect the outside so you don't go those holes. It's not just a tester. This outlet. Basically what I'm doing is I'm just going to power this through here. And you're saying, oh, that must be safer. And then there's really no difference between that and plugging it into the wall. I'm just doing this because I'm here. So plug it in. Let's check our voltages. We'll hook up our USB-C. This is just how I plugged it into the thing. What is this unit jumping all around on the AC? That's weird. So I guess my thing here is only putting out 100 volts. Huh. All right, anyway, we'll see. Let's see if that's enough to turn the USB portions. All right, so let's test our USB. I got my magnetic. Let's go here. Charging comes on. And so let's check USB-C. Charging on. So there we go. You can have this in all your outlets, and you should. Well, where you need it. But you should upgrade all your outlets to this. These are pretty cheap. I forget what it was, 6 for $60 or something like that. Pretty cheap. Pretty cool. And you'll be able to, with the 4.2 amps, you should be able to use 2 of these ports at the same time. Any 2 at the same time. Of course, if you see, you'll see that it doesn't get blocked off. Well, that's weird. That's weird that that ground is going that way. That's all right. So you'll see that the ports do get blocked, sort of, when you put a normal plug in there. See? They do get plugged. And these do have covers. See how there's a cover there? Let's see if that covered. Yeah, it flaps down in. So these are covered. They're protected. Try to turn that off. They're pretty cool. They're pretty easy to put in. The one thing about these is if your outlet has a ton of wires, which they usually do, when you go to push this in, it could be all crooked because you're going to have so many wires compressed in the back because it's just so much thicker than a normal thing. So you might have issues with the wires, and if you do, be careful not to short your wires. But generally, you're going to go down into the hole, and the wire's going to be protected. You know, it's not going to be stripping like this. But when you're doing that, your voltage is still present at the edges here. So you got to be careful when you're compressing it in, and it'll come up crooked. I did have issues with these covers, but they're because you're gonna need, when you put this on, it goes like this. There's a plastic cover in here, and there is one called mount. It tells you mount device top. This is the top. So top, it's gonna be like this. This side out. So when this is in the wall, you have to screw your thing into the outlet, and then you have to screw this into these here. And the problem is, if this sits flush with the wall, it's very hard to get this to snap on. Let's see, pry off slot, and it tells you top there. So top. So it's hard because if this is pressed up against the wall, it's hard to get this to snap in. I don't even think I'm doing it right now. Did I? Oh, how tight is that in? Oh, it did snap in. But you have to be aware for that. And the thing is if it's really screwed up and you can't get this to snap in so it'll stay, you do have this option going on here. They do show you the holes, where the hole is, so you can literally drill from this side, poke a hole in there just so the screw will get through, and then you could just put this on and screw it in. But the problem with that is these screws, I believe, are too short. So what I was doing is I had to do that with one, actually, because I could not get it flush, and I could not get it to snap at the top. So I poked a hole in here, and I took the outlets that you usually take off. I'm going to show you some burnt ones that I actually replaced these. Did these in the house, replaced them with. Not here. Generally, your center screw there is half the length. You could actually use one of these screws as a replacement. Depends on how clean you want stuff to look. Yeah, you gotta love houses where this is the outlet that's sitting in the wall for 10 years, and you think that's bad. yeah, this is one of the outlets I replaced. I mean, it's just crazy. Not my house. I wouldn't do something crazy like that. A piece of wood stuck in there. So where was I going? Oh yeah, the screws. So yeah, if you have to do, if you can't get that to do and you want to go through, you're going to need a longer screw than these. And usually this screw in the center here is usually, this one in the center is usually just a little bit longer. Let's get it out. I think it's twice as long as the small ones. So if you needed a little extra, yeah, see, it's twice or a little over twice. So you'd be able to poke that hole. You would just do the size of the screw. You don't want to exceed the size of the head, or when you put it in, it's not gonna hold the plate. But yeah, that was the only pain in the ass, was getting these to snap in. I mean, you could practice it, but yeah, once it's up flush against the wall, I think I was doing is I loosened some of these so I can get the thing to pull out of the outlet a little, and I got that, let me to snap that into the wall for a couple of them. But otherwise, these are awesome. These are pretty damn awesome to upgrade your outlets to. Getting yourself into the USB, you don't have to worry about the block. These are 2.4 amps, and this one's the 3 amps. So you're up there with the high-speed charging. It would be at least modernized. Like I'm saying, if you buy an outlet that doesn't have USB-C, yeah, might as well just call yourself a grandpa, you know? All right, there it is. I'll put a link to these magnetic cables too. These things are so awesome, at least for me. You just like, whoop, whoop, whoop. In my car, I just put this near it on the phone. You don't have to look down when you're driving. Just put that right in, starts charging. Love them. I love these things. And these particular ones I use can do either one, USB-A or USB-C. So pretty cool.